up, everybody? Thanks for joining me. My name's Kendra. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can be updated on the weekly yoga videos that I upload. So I've started a beginner's yoga guide, and these are videos to help you understand the common yoga postures that happen in your class or maybe online, and you can understand them a little bit better so that you can feel confident in your yoga practice. Because at the end of the day, everybody is different, and you're going to feel different things in your posture than I'm going to feel. So it's really important to understand your body in all of the different postures. So we'll go over child's pose today. That's a very common posture again. And I feel like the misconception is that it's an easy rest pose. And yes, it is an easy rest pose to some people, but also to other people it can feel quite challenging because maybe there's knee problems, hip tightness, low back tightness, whatever it may be. So while we go through this posture today, listen to your own body. Maybe you use some props. If you have a pillow or a blanket, go ahead and grab it now and bring it back to your mat. So whenever you're ready, we'll go through child's pose today. Alright, so for child's pose, start on your hands and knees. Let the knees be about hip distance apart, and the palms are close to underneath the shoulders. They're either directly underneath the shoulders or they're slightly forward of the shoulders. Now there's a couple ways to go into child's pose. You can have the knees as wide as your mat and allow the big toes to touch, and then you settle the sits bones back. Or if that's not comfortable for you, then you can always have the inner thighs together, and then you settle the sit bones back towards the heels. So go ahead and check out right now which one feels best for you, and then we'll meet with the sits bones settling back. I personally like to have the knees nice and wide, my big toes touch, and then I push back. So the sits bones may or may not touch the heels depending on your flexibility. And if you're really far away from your heels, this is where a block comes into play. If you don't have a block, like I said, you can use a pillow or a rolled up blanket or even a couple books if you have it. And you just put the block underneath the sit bones so that you can have some support. So that now the floor is coming to you instead of you having going down to the floor. Okay, so you can use that. And then the forehead goes down and it's resting on the mat. Again, if the forehead doesn't hit the floor, then feel free to use another block or a pillow or some books and place the forehead on a block. And now there's two options for the arms. You can either keep the arms reaching forward, grounding into the palms, and then softening the elbows down. Or you can take the arms back out behind you. Arms are moving down towards your calves, and then turn the palms to face the ceiling. So now the shoulders can be nice and soft. If you're feeling any uncomfortableness in the knees, then you can place a blanket underneath the knees. And that will give you extra support for the knees as you take it back into your child's pose. So there are a lot of options that you can use to help keep yourself as comfortable as possible. You want to feel as comfortable as possible in this posture because it is usually used as a rest pose if you're doing a power class or a flow class. So you don't want to be resting in a position where you feel super uncomfortable and you can't breathe properly. So use props and blocks. It's not a crutch. it is something that everybody should use because it makes yourself feel even more comfortable. So let's try that again. Grab all your stuff that you need, and we'll come onto our hands and knees. Good, and then either keep the inner thighs together or open up the knees wide. Walk the hands slightly forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale fully. Exhale, slowly press the sit bones back towards the heels. Forehead is resting on the floor, a block, or a pillow. Arms are extending forward, or you can take the arms back towards the calves, palms turned to face the ceiling. And then wherever you are, soften the shoulders, soften the face, and breathe deeply through the open back body and belly. So there you have it, child's pose. Use all of those tips and tricks so that you can go into your next yoga class or doing your yoga video online and knowing your body in that posture. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share it with somebody that you think that would need it and give it a little thumbs up. Thanks, guys.